What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. Today we're going over the Regal Aya Prime Resurgence announcement for late August 2023. If you ask me, there's a big problem with this announcement, and we'll be going over that today. Before we get into it, though, make sure you sub this channel. We do daily Warframe video uploads. We'll be covering all of Tennocon and things like that. Also, check out the live stream channel. I'll be live later tonight with some Warframe. You can also check out my Twitter, too. I've been a lot more active on Twitter recently. Just posting pictures and stuff of what happens when I'm playing Warframe. Alright, enough of that. Let's get into it. So basically, Prime Resurgence is the new, unvaulting system they added in, early 2022. Actually, I think it was late 2021, technically. And replaced the old Prime vaulting system, where it will show us what we will actually be able to get when they bring back vaulted items. And unfortunately, for a lot of players, the newest announcement is Equinox Prime and Wukong Prime Duo Pack. So this will be here in about 14 days. This will be available. Those items here will be replaced with the Equinox and Wukong Prime stuff. And it will also come with the Stradivar Prime, the Tipido Prime, the Zhuge Prime, and the Ninkandi Prime. So pretty decent weapons and pretty good frames, honestly. Why would I be annoyed by this? Well, it really comes down to the fact this is not the Glaive Prime and Ember Prime, as well as Frost and the Latron Prime, I believe it was. Or it might be Frost Icarus. Either way, it's not the Glaive is what I'm trying to say. And I'm going to show you why this is a big problem when we compare the dates of when this stuff was last unvaulted. So, quick just announcement here. Yeah, Wukong, Equinox Prime going to be here in about 2 weeks. Great if you don't have Wukong or Equinox. They're not that expensive anyway, and they will be even cheaper. Now, if we start talking about expensive items, now the thing is, the Glaive Prime is one of the most meta weapons in the entire game. It's super good. It has 4 slash procs. It's got big AoE damage. It's got a lot going on there. And the problem is that this thing has not been unvaulted for about 2 years. So I've been looking at the dates on the Prime Resurgence on the wiki, and get a load of this. So the last time the Glaive Prime, Ember Prime, and it was actually Frost and Latron, were unvaulted. Same with the Reaper and the Sicarus as well. This was January 4th of 2022. So already over a year ago, when one of the most meta items in the game was available with new relics. If you were able to get a Glaive Prime, it's been a previously existing relic or a previously existing part. No new relics of the Glaive Prime, Ember Prime, Frost, Latron, etc. are being created. And that's a big problem, because you know what? The last time that this Wukong Equinox was unvaulted was September of 2022. So about 8 months after that, and we're getting a rerun of the one that was 8 months later, before the one that was one of the first Prime Resurgence ever. I think there might be a glitch in their system. I think DE has a glitch in their system. They need to go make sure that the Glaive Prime, Ember, Frost, and Latron are actually correctly being rotated, because we've already skipped over this about twice. It is long overdue. January of 2022 was the most recent time it was unvaulted. It's a meta item. That is a massive problem to me and to a lot of players that don't have this already. If you look at the prices, like for example, a Wukong Prime set on Warframe Market probably going for 100 plat or under. A Glaive Prime set pushing over 300, about 350. And it will probably go up because the supply is going down. So, every time that someone buys a Glaive Prime set, that's one Glaive Prime set that's been taken out of the collective player inventory. So those will drain over time, and they have been draining over time over the last 2 years, in January 2022. I think DE needs to actually make an emergency programming correction here. We can go through this Equinox and Wukong Resurgence, but the next one has to be the Glaive and the Latron. It has to. It's just been, we're going on about 2 years of this. It will be 2 years in January of no new Glaive stuff. This is a massive problem for players that are trying to obtain this, because honestly, 350 plat for one Prime set is kind of ridiculous as far as our prices we have nowadays. I know a lot of people try to rip people off in trade chat for more than that, but realistically, anyone that's a well-informed buyer is not going to be paying those kinds of prices. Besides the Glaive Prime, because of supply and demand. The demand is extremely high. It's a meta weapon. The supply is dwindling by the day, as this has been unvaulted in January of 2022 at the most recent. So, September 2022 for the Equinox and Wukong stuff, not as big of a deal. Also, those frames are, they nerfed Wukong, so he's definitely not as meta as before. And Equinox Prime, ever since Corrosive Projection was changed to make it where you have to you can't fully armor ship with just corrosive projection. The nuking of Equinox Prime has not been as extreme as it was back in the day when we had 4 corrosive projections fully removing enemy armor. So it's not all doom and gloom here. I'm going to actually show you some of the accessories from Wukong Prime Access, and he actually has some pretty cool accessories. I can't actually link the Equinox ones for some reason, but Equinox has a pretty good Cyan as well. So let's get into that. Okay, so for Wukong Prime, he's got a special ephemera, actually, and I had to turn the effects intensity up just so you can see that a little bit better. So it's called the Corposant Prime Ephemera, and you can kind of see it right here. It's like the glowing energy effect. I believe when you walk around, there's like little particles as well when you walk, so it's not a bad ephemera, and this will also cost Regal Aya, obviously. So I believe it's 2 Regal Aya to get this ephemera. If you think it looks good, be my guest. And also the Jindo Prime Cyan, I believe this is Wukong as well. So he's got some okay accessories. I think this is a little bit stiff looking, honestly. And then the Equinox Prime Cyan, I can't link it for some reason, but that's a pretty nice one too. Now, the weapons, unfortunately, for Equinox Prime are not exactly used very much. The Thibodeau Prime, it's got okay stats. It's got it's got good enough base stats and all that. Riven Dispo. I believe it's a staff weapon. Actually, let me go check. It might be I believe it's a staff, not a polearm. And staffs are just not really it. Even the Bow Prime and Karnon is a staff, and that's not really viewed as a very positive one. Okay, so I believe this is a staff. It has okay, like you can kill some stuff with this weapon for sure. It is a staff. But as you can see, my Riven's gone. I'm not using this thing anymore. It's just a kind of a forgotten weapon. It could probably use it in Karnon, honestly. And then for the other weapon, the Stradivar Prime, my nickname for the Stradivar Prime is the Badavar Prime. This thing is not really that great. Look at that base damage. 30 base damage. Now that we got in Karnons, there's literally no reason to use this thing. Unless you just really, really like the Stradivar Prime for some reason. I didn't end up putting on a adapter, no nothing. I just don't care about the Stradivar Prime. It's got low base damage. The Soma Prime is better, hilariously. And then for Wukong, we got the Zouge Prime. I probably pronounced that super wrong, but this thing is pretty okay. It's an exploding crossbow with delayed explosions. Don't have my Riven for that anymore either, but yeah, it can definitely kill some high-level enemies in one shot. And then the Nunchucks are the Ninkandi Prime. These actually used to be really, really good back in the day, as they have built-in electric, and they also have impact, puncture, slash. So for Condition Overload, you are going to have lots of different Condition Overload procs right here. It used to be really nice. When they changed the stance, I didn't end up liking it as much anymore after that. But yeah, Atlantis Vulcan, I think it's the only stance we have for Nunchucks, yeah. So it's pretty decent. Honestly, it's pretty decent. I just never use it, really. So very short-ranged weapon. Kind of an awkward stance. Only one stance to choose from. But either way, that is going to be your announcement. I think DE needs to change something. Where's that Glaive Prime DE? Like, there are players that they've been waiting. I sold probably 11 Glaive Prime sets for 350 plat each. And I thought that was a ripoff. And now they're probably going to go up even more because they're like, why wouldn't they? There's the dwindling supply. If you want to buy these remaining Glaive Primes, you got to pay up, basically, because DE refuses to bring it back. I think they need to make an actual conscious decision. Next Resurgence should be Glaive and should be Latron, because it's just getting ridiculous at this point. I don't want to be going on 3 years of this with no Glaive. So let me know how you guys feel about this in the comments down below. Tennocon on Saturday. I'll be covering it on my live stream and on this channel, so make sure you check out all those platforms. I'll be live tomorrow with Baro Katir, normal Baro Katir, then Super Baro, like Tennocon Baro is on Saturday as well. Alright guys, appreciate all the support. I'll see you next time. Take it easy. Bye!